So dear friends, we are closing in the month of August, and in a few days' time we begin the month of September. It's the last Sunday of August and the 21st Sunday of the year. Let me begin with the message of the Gospel of the readings for this week. It's quite a powerful one. It starts in a simple way, but Jesus makes his disciples think, and so too all of us. In fact, the Gospel, Matthew chapter 16, gives us the kernel of Jesus' own kingship, his message, and especially what perhaps we as followers of Jesus should look up to. There are three important words there, which I will try to analyze a little. The first one is not a word, but it's a question. Who do people say I am? Who do people say I am? The question that Jesus asks. The second is the meaning of the key. It's mentioned twice in the readings of today. And thirdly, not only the question, but also the answer that Peter gives, you are the Son of God. First of all, as I said, the question that Jesus asks his disciples and each one of us. The first instance, Jesus asks them, who do people say I am? I would say this is the first level of you can't call it a faith level, but a sort of a religious feeling. Most of our religion is what we have learned, what we have read, what we have heard. And Jesus also sort of goes step by step. He asks the disciples, what do the people say about me? And very rightly they give the answers. They say, some think you are a prophet, some think you are Elijah, some say perhaps you are the John the Baptist. And then Jesus settles down to the most important question, which Jesus asks me, you and everybody. Who do you say I am? Who do you say I am? In the realm of relationships, they say it can be a shallow relationship if we are just floating around people and getting the impressions or listening to the gossip, asking some questions, answers. But when two people meet together, when two people call themselves friends, or perhaps even family members, why? A married couple, they should know each other very well. There is nothing that can be hidden from this type of sort of intimacy that you have. And so Jesus asked them. The pointed question is, who do you say I am? It makes us think. I myself have thought about this for so long time. Whom do I consider Jesus in my life? Whom do I say who is the Savior of my life? Do I need Jesus only when I need some things, when I am scared, when I am frightened? It's like the Aladdin's lamp that I pick up and say that, Jesus help me, Jesus help me. Or is it an intimate relationship of trust, of faith, of a confidence to say that Jesus will never abandon me? And that is what Jesus wants from his disciples, to say that, because you have lived with me for so many years, for 2-3 years. And Jesus asked them, who do you say I am? I hope this question keeps reverberating in your mind. You may not find an answer immediately, because it's not an answer that you can give, not just in words, but in your feelings, in your intimacy, in your experience, in your personality. Secondly, as I said, St. Peter gives an answer. And Jesus is pleased with that answer, because St. Peter recognizes Jesus as he is. You are the Son of God. And Jesus not only is happy about it, he appreciates him and said, Son Simon, you have not uttered it yourself, It's not that has come from your flesh and blood, but the Spirit has inspired you. God has inspired you. So therefore we need God also to give answers to our situations. Just as St. Paul would say in the letter to the Romans chapter 8, we can call God Abba because of the Spirit urging in us. So the Spirit also gives certain answers to us, as we see in the life of Peter, that he said, "You are the Son of God." Am I able to say it? Am I in all faith and confidence? Can I say that you are the Son of God, my Savior? Perhaps in that lies the answer to not only to my question about my life. If I trust the Lord so much that I can acknowledge Him in my dreams, in my lifetimes, in my difficulties, in my joys, perhaps that would be beautiful. But as I said, we don't come to this answer all of a sudden. It's not a textbook answer. It has to come from within. And therefore our faith has to grow and mature. If at the first level we are at the level of what people say, what I have read, what I have heard, what I have perhaps a little that I have experienced here and there, that's not enough. The real answer that you are the Son of God has to come from my heart. The third, perhaps an aspect that I would like to say, because it's mentioned twice in today's readings, what we call the key. The key. For St. Peter, Jesus says, "I shall give you the keys of the kingdom." In the first reading of Isaiah, chapter 22, it's also said about a certain Eliakim, and this particular person is endowed not only with God's gifts, but also a key is placed on his shoulder. We know the meaning of a key. Key is as good as opening a door to go inside. When we say key in our business, in our affairs, we say key is the secret or perhaps the solution to our problems. It's enough that I have the key of the room. Everything is else inside. It's enough that I have the key of the car. I can drive it. Key of the bike. Or perhaps in the computer language we say we need to have the key of that particular solution or problem, or perhaps a particular gadget that will solve us. And so also Jesus gives the keys of the kingdom to certain people. To give a key is to give a responsibility. To give a key is to say that I trust this person with everything that I'm handing over. You know, when we are handing over charge from one priest to another priest, from one factory manager to another, we give a key. That's a sign and symbol of authority. That's a sign and symbol of trust. And so for the answer that Peter has given, "You are the Son of God," Jesus does give him the keys. When we say, "You have become one of my household now." You know, whom do we give the keys? We don't give the keys to the servants. Of course, they can open it, but afterwards they say, "Leave the keys here and go." But a friend, a family person, is surely, we don't ask, "Give my keys every day, give my keys, keep them here, I trust you." And so, trusting with responsibility. So my dear brothers and sisters, we have this beautiful gospel today where Jesus asks us this question, "Who do you say I am?" And the answer will inspire Jesus also to invest with me with responsibility. If I can say that Jesus is the Son of God, the Savior of my life, the King of my life, surely Jesus will entrust me with the responsibility. The responsibility could be anything. It could be a family affairs. It could be perhaps some spiritual secrets, or perhaps something that of which you, not only you, the others will benefit. And so this is the type of key that God gives you in order to say that He trusts you. Let us ask the Lord to give us these keys. Before that we confess ourselves joyfully to say that you are the Savior of my life. You are the Son of God in my life.